What is going on, everybody? Today we're going to analyze the tape of defensive end Darrell Taylor, who the Seattle Seahawks traded to the Chicago Bears just a couple weeks back. And Taylor came in and looked really impressive pretty much right away. This right here was the first play of the game, and he's going to go up against J.C. Latham, a first-round tackle. And although he doesn't actually beat him and get to the quarterback, you can see that Latham's able to kind of push him upfield. You can kind of see the flashes with Taylor pretty much right away on tape. He's very fast. He's very quick. He's twitchy as well. You can see him kind of hezzy and jump towards the outside. He's going to dip his shoulder. He's going to try to bend the corner. He does a pretty good job locking in the left arm to make sure Latham is not able to recover and get right back in front of him. But this was the first snap of the game that I watched, and I said, this guy has it, man. And what's crazy is on his sixth snap, he started generating a little bit of pressure. You saw him on this one, beats the right tackle with the speed rush. Really good job with the right arm. He's going to actually attack that outside arm of the tackle. You can see as soon as he's going to speed rush here, he is going to give a little hezzy move and he's going to jump towards the outside. Right arm's going to chop down, and then he's going to be able to just kind of bend the corner, and he generates pressure. The quarterback does get the ball out, but if the quarterback does not get the ball out as he does, this is a potential sack or a quarterback hit. Again, sixth play of the game. On the seventh play, this guy ends up getting a sack on 2nd and 6. You're going to see him do a really good job going up against J.C. Latham, and he's going to end up beating him and getting to the quarterback. Now, some people say it's a cleanup sack. To me, he's the one that generates the pressure, and then he obviously ends up getting home as well. Just a really good pass rush once again by Taylor. You see him explode out of his stance. He's going to set up J.C. Latham to the inside. You can almost see as soon as he gets out of his stance, he's going to step towards the inside before changing his angle back towards the outside. And you see him just do a great job getting right past Latham. Left arm, make sure that Latham's not going to be able to lock in with him. That's a really good job right there. He's going to rip as well to make sure he breaks that contact. And then from there, he just ends up getting to the quarterback. And the quarterback has to step through there because Taylor's right there. And with that, as the quarterback gets out of there, you also see Taylor's going to kind of just chase this down, and he ends up getting in there. Also got to give some credit here to number 99. He's going to also end up beating the guy that he's going up against. It's going to be the center on this one. He's going to pull the center forward. He's going to generate pressure, and that's a good center right there. That's a top 5 center. To me, that's a really good job by Dexter as well to be able to generate a little bit of pressure from the inside. And you also see that between him and Taylor, they end up getting to the quarterback. So just a really good job early on by Darrell Taylor. So one of the adjustments that the Titans made from the first quarter of the game to the second quarter of the game is they started to chip a little bit more. They started to put tight ends on that same side to ultimately slow down the pass rush. Taylor on this one, 3rd and 15, does a pretty good job still getting to the quarterback. The quarterback does obviously step up. He does complete the pass on 3rd and 15. Literally the very next play, you got a 1st and 10, and they're going to run power right at Darrell Taylor. The Tennessee Titans are going to draw up a play where they feel their right guard can pull and potentially kick out Taylor, and that's going to allow them to have success on this run. And Taylor does a phenomenal job showing that quickness off. Being able to dip right past this right guard and essentially blowing the play up and stopping it for just a gain of 2 yards. Just a really good job by Taylor to recognize the concept. You know, these guys right here in front of Taylor, the 2 tight ends, they're not going to let Taylor go free. They're not going to let him go free and go blow up a play unless Darrell Taylor is the guy that's being trapped. Darrell Taylor is the guy that you got a guard coming to potentially kick out. He recognizes that, and just look at him go right around this guy. Love that. To me, you can't do a better job than that. He ends up getting into the backfield, wraps up the running back, brings him down. Just a phenomenal job right there. You got another pretty nice rep here. This is 3rd and 1, so the offense does pick the first down up, so it's not great in that aspect, but Taylor does a pretty good job holding his ground against the tackle. Keep in mind the Titans are running this this tackle over concept. Essentially, they're going to put 3 offensive linemen to the right side of the center. That's the right tackle right there. He's playing the left side of the offensive line, and he's going to block out on Taylor. And Taylor does a pretty good job getting his hands to that tackle. He's going to create that separation right there. He's able to make sure he sets the edge on this one. He holds the block good enough, and then he's able to also shed the block when he recognizes the running back runs this to the inside. Now, this play is not Darrell Taylor's responsibility. Right? This is not his responsibility to blow up. His run fit is to the outside, but I do like how he's able to get off the block at the end of this. He kind of gets in there. He helps make the play. Let's get into the next snap. Alright, guys, check this play out. I want you guys to keep an eye on the wide receiver at the top of your screen here. The cornerback guarding him is Jalen Johnson. You can see at the top of this, Calvin Ridley here actually has a step on Johnson. Now, if the quarterback makes a perfect pass into the back of the end zone, this is a potential touchdown. But it has to be a perfect pass. And this was not a perfect pass. In fact, this pass was essentially deflected. The pass was a really, really bad pass. And the reason why is because Darrell Taylor blows up this play right here. He does a phenomenal job being able to beat the offensive lineman. He gets his hand into the quarterback. It's just a bad pass. And maybe that wouldn't have been a touchdown even if the ball was perfectly placed. But to me, this play right here is a huge play by Darrell Taylor. These are game-changing, impactful plays that this guy was making. Now, you will see that right away, the guard is going to end up pulling. Now, you're going to see right away, the center here is going to end up pulling, and the center is going to end up being in a one-on-one with Taylor. And Taylor does a really good job changing direction. He's going to be running downwards when he recognizes that this play is actually not going to be a run play. Look at how he changes direction. And then the center is going to try to get his hands into Taylor, and Taylor just dips right past that. That's a beautiful, beautiful job, right? It's the little things that this guy does that impresses me. Darrell Taylor reminds me so much of guys like Jonathan Grenard, Malcolm Koonce, guys that it took 3 or 4 years for these guys to develop, but they're at the point now where they are developing, right? There's a lot of guys like this, that they're late developers. And keep in mind, the Seattle Seahawks didn't trade Taylor because he was a bad player. They traded him because they knew they weren't going to be able to re-sign him. They traded him because they knew that they had already made investments in other defensive linemen. So the Bears get a guy who has massive potential in Taylor, and the guy showed up in week 1. The guy was making play after play. He was showing high effort. He was showing energy. He was a guy that wasn't giving up on plays, which some people have criticized him in the past. And when I say that, I'm talking specifically about Seattle Seahawks fans, right? I cover the Seahawks on this channel. I've covered Taylor. I've seen comments. I've seen people talk about this guy in a way, essentially bashing him because he was a second-round pick. And he didn't develop exactly how people thought he would have, or at least as quickly as they expected him to. But what that means is the Chicago Bears have a baller potentially on the defensive line. I mean, beautiful play right here. Look at it. Look at him recognize the play. Gets right over the tight end. It's interesting because based off of what the two guys are essentially doing right now, Taylor already knows this is some sort of duo concept. This is the Sean McVay version of duo. You're going to get a block out here. You're going to get a looper to come around and potentially pick off 31. And then you're going to get a bunch of double teams. And then those double teams are going to climb up to the linebacker. And because the running back's to the right side of the quarterback, the play is going to potentially kick into one of these gaps over here. And Taylor, recognizing that and understanding that, goes right over the block. He gets downhill and he blows this play up. Beautiful, beautiful job once again by Taylor. Let's get into the next snap. So one of the things that Matt Eberflus teaches the Chicago Bears defensive players is something called block destruction. It's one of those concepts where when guys are pulling at you, there's different ways to beat guys. But one of the things you want to do is just run through guys, right? You want to just disrupt the play. And it's not about making the plays. It's more so about causing disruption. So on this play here, you're going to see Darrell do a phenomenal job. You're going to actually get a tight end here who's going to come down on the wham block. And as he comes back down towards Taylor, Taylor runs right through it. Really, really good job right there by Taylor. This play actually loses a yard. These are the type of things that I want to continue to see from Taylor. We know about his pass rush upside, but against the run is where this guy's going to make his money, in my opinion, because that's the one thing people will criticize him for. Is he a good run defender? Is he not? He's had a lot of really, really good high-quality snaps against the Tennessee Titans against the run. Check this play out here. So you got a 3rd and 6, and Darrell Taylor's going to change the game. Right now, the score is 17-12, and just a beautiful job, man. I mean, Taylor made a couple of nice plays, and I think this was probably his most impactful play, especially in the moment of the game that it was. 3rd and 6, and you see him set up the left tackle here with the inside-outside move, right? So he's going to fake that inside move. He's going to hezzy to the inside, and that hezzy right there is going to make this tackle. He's going to open up the hips just a little bit towards the inside because he's getting ready for an inside move. And the second the defensive end jumps back towards the outside, you see the left arm here also kind of break that contact right there. Left arm's going to actually rotate upwards, inside up, and you see him break that contact. Now you can see that J.C. Latham here is not able to recover. And the reason why is because he's leaning forward just a little bit. He's leaning forward because of that hezzy move. So he's going to get J.C. Latham to lean forward towards the inside. He's going to jump back to the outside. He's going to break the contact. And this guy's just leaning forward now at this point. He's not going to be able to recover. And you can see Taylor does a great job then getting to the quarterback. He's going to get the right arm in there, and he's going to knock the ball out. Just an incredible job. It doesn't get better than that. And you can see the defense is going to end up recovering the ball as well. Third and 6 on this one. Beautiful, beautiful job. Let's get into the next snap. Check this next play out. Taylor's going to get very, very close to getting to the quarterback. He's going to generate pressure, make the quarterback want to kind of get out of there, and then he's going to end up getting to the quarterback. This isn't a sack. It's a gain of about 3 to 4 yards. But again, you see Taylor do a really good job pass rushing. Just look at how close he is. Look at this. There's a reason why the quarterback takes off running on this one. You can see how close he gets to almost getting to the quarterback. This is such a nice job right there. The right hand is so close to getting to the quarterback. Just a great job right there, once again, by Taylor to generate pressure. One of the things that people, I think, are paying attention more to now than in the past is pressure, because this is what pressure does, right? Pressure doesn't always mean you're getting a sack or a quarterback hit. But pressure does impact a quarterback, especially a young quarterback. Pressure makes quarterbacks feel, a certain way. They don't want to take hits. They don't want guys to, potentially knock the football out, as Taylor did on the last play you guys looked at. So this is a good snap, regardless of him actually making the play or not, right? This is a good job right here. You got another really nice rep here. Taylor's going to go from the outside back to the inside on this one. So just kind of changing it up a little bit. One of the things you got to recognize with the offensive line is that the left tackle is actually going to set super wide out here, right? So he's essentially going to be creating a little bit of space towards the inside. So this is a great job countering by Taylor. To be able to process as quickly as he does, the left tackle is going to jump out, and he quickly ends up going to the inside. When the left tackle comes out the way he does here, it just makes sense. It's just a natural thing for Taylor. And if the guard here does not pick up and help the way he does, this is a potential sack or a quarterback hit. So that's a good job right there by Taylor to be able to jump to the inside the way he does. Quarterback does get the ball out. 3rd and 5, incomplete pass. The Bears even lined up Taylor in this NASCAR package where they kind of put him to the inside. Just overall, man, Taylor had a really, really good game. And I'm excited to watch this guy as he kind of continues over the course of his career. And we'll see if the Chicago Bears actually end up bringing Taylor back and if they end up signing him and keeping him long term. To me, there's so much upside with Taylor. But he isn't the perfect player yet. He does have to continue to fine-tune the pass rush. He does need to continue his, run game and really getting after that and just kind of staying on top of that. But overall, I felt like this guy had a really, really good game. We will be getting into Javon Dexter a little bit later on this week. We might even look at the offensive line. I know there were some struggles on the inside a little bit. So we'll probably check back on the offensive line as well a little bit later on. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, consider subscribing, and I will see you guys next time with another video.